When we envision bacteria or viruses being implanted into the genes of fruits and vegetables that we plan on consuming, it's a very unappetizing image. Genetic engineering is a very realistic thing, and it's a lot more common than you would think. You could find it at your local grocery store. I've read a couple articles over the last few years, and I've also taken a nutrition class, so I'm going to give you a couple reasons why genetically modified foods could be dangerous. Transferring genes between two different organisms can create a variety of new radical capabilities. Transgenic crops could bring new allergies into certain foods where you wouldn't expect to see them. The effectiveness of the antibiotics that you're prescribed by your doctor could become powerless. And you're probably wondering what genetically modified foods even are. And here's a simplified definition. Genetically modified foods are being made by inserting a gene from an external source, such as a virus, bacteria, plant, or an animal, into an unrelated species. The unpredictability of transferring genes between two different organisms is one of the more serious dangers that scientists and everyone is concerned about. Scientists see this as a way to help underdeveloped countries, but biology is tricky and unforeseeable. Crossing genes and manipulating chromosomes can create new characteristics that no one would expect or know how to stop. So you're probably wondering how this could affect you. Transgenic crops could bring new allergens into certain foods where no one would expect to see their presence. Proteins can be transferred into a completely unrelated organism. For example, if the gene of an allergenic protein found in milk is transferred into a vegetable such as a carrot, cucumber, corn, then a consumer who's allergic to those milk proteins would be oblivious and basically poison themselves unknowingly. Allergic reactions are not the only issue that we have to worry about. When we consume these modified foods, the mutations of the plant genes could transfer over into humans as well. Some crops are inserted with antibiotic-resistant genes at an early stage of the engineering process, and they continue to be seen as the plant continues to develop and grow. It is possible that the effectiveness of these antibiotics could be canceled out when taken with the antibiotic-resistant genes that are found in these foods. Resistant genes could even be transferred over into humans, causing antibiotics as a whole to become completely powerless. People are afraid of losing their say-so on what they're eating, as they should be. Removing genetically modified foods from shelves of grocery stores seems like a simple solution. Unfortunately, it is not simple. Approximately 60% of the products found on the shelves of your grocery store are genetically modified. Some stores ban certain, example is a store banned a brand of milk because of the hormones injected into the cow, and the cow was producing the milk at the store, and they were very concerned. Whether it's livestock eating these transgenic vegetables or livestock being modified itself, there are several different angles from which our food can contain things that we do not approve of. Now that I've explained the several possible dangers, let's recap on what I've told you. In conclusion, modification of the genes in our food is a very controversial subject, as it should be. The logical solution seems to be realizing that this will continue no matter what, and the main way to ensure safety precautions is to have regulations made. Perhaps petitioning for a law stating that something has to be tested for possible long-term effects before it's put on the shelves would be a good start. Being informed of this makes you more aware of what you're consuming day to day. And if people had a way of knowing what they were and were not digesting, they would probably feel a little more at ease about the whole situation in general.